Okay, what's going on YouTube channel? Stars down there again. Go hard, go home. Okay, I'm here to talk some more of this red pill rager stuff. You know what I'm saying? For the manosphere. To try to help y'all out. And get y'all away from this red pill because I'm telling you it's killing you. Alright? I got Abba and Preach here. They spoke on the red pill. I watched this video. It ain't that long. It's 12 minutes. Bam. Okay. But even they had to get even this guy right here had to get away from it. So I'm finna go ahead and start playing this junk now. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about it. I hit the subscribe button and y'all let me know what y'all think at the end. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about this now. Hey, look, guys, let me tell you something. I could have been a red pill rager myself. Okay? I could have been that. I avoided the red pill a long time ago because it don't got nothing that's good for you in the end, in the long term of it. You can use it for some things, and this guy's right here, he's going to explain some of the things he used it for, but in the end, it's going to be trouble. Let's get into this and see what he's saying about the red pill.
This topic. I disagree with the red pill community, but I 100% understand that there's an absolute need for it.
Okay, the first thing I want to get across is he thinks there's a need, but he disagrees with them. I do too. I don't think there's a need for him either. There's no need to me for the red pill community. It could be something different. But let's go on.
People often complain about like the rhetoric that comes out of like the manosphere or whatever. And I understand some of those because I disagree with a lot of the sentiments that they share. I've been called a blue pill and purple pill and whatever the term that they have. Honestly, I find the whole Matrix reference is super cringy.
Yeah, I do too. Because I don't think you need none of them pills, but let him go on.
But it's 100% necessary. And I think one thing that people don't understand is that there's a lot of expectations placed on men in regards to the roles that they have to play in society, in regards to the roles that they have to play within the dating sphere. You know, the idea that we have to approach, the idea that we have to be the one putting the foot forward and doing all this stuff. I'm not saying that women don't have the responsibilities. I'm just saying there's a lot placed on us, right? The big problem is that...
Okay, I want to talk about that real quick. Guys need to stop complaining about what's being placed on us, the expectations. You need to stop complaining about it. You're a man. Are you? Or are you? Meeting expectations and standards is what we do. You're going to cry because your boss places certain standards on you. You're going to cry because your teacher place certain standards on you. You're going to cry because your parents place certain standards. Your parent standards have to be met. They got to be met and exceeded. This is what men do. We got to stop crying about this doggone thing about its standards. I'm not even got sick of that. This is why I hate the red pill community. I will never ever be red pill, and I will always talk against them. Stop complaining about meeting standards. That's what men do. You can't meet them, you just can't. That's you. But you go in the background and be a loser by yourself. Don't complain like the rest of us don't want to meet standards. We're out here meeting standards. At work, at home, at church. You don't want to meet standards? That's fine. Just stay at the bottom. But don't complain. Because that makes men look bad. Men need to be meeting standards. That's what men do. Regardless. I don't care if you're talking about a woman, a job, this or that. You complain about the standards, you need to get on. When I was in the army, it was jokes on, I gotta meet this, I gotta meet this. You don't want to get promoted then. You don't want to get promoted. You got to get these points to get promoted. You're complaining about that. This is the same way I see that garbage right here that's going on right now. But let's go ahead and go.
That we have zero resources in the mainstream to know how to do these things. We don't learn it from our parents because our parents oftentimes don't know what the they're doing. We don't learn at school, and our friends are just as clueless as we are. So what ends up happening is that we look towards media.
Okay, let me pause him right there. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna answer the red pill, black pill, blue pill, whatever problem right here. right here. Okay? I didn't have nobody to teach me how to do nothing either. I figured out a damn way. When I was a kid and I figured out, women want money, or I didn't have no way of getting none, I started cutting grass. I started doing people's yards. I started going in the house, clean up this, do that, or whatever, so I can get money. I figured out a way. See, the alpha trait, the guys keep complaining about alphas. The only trait that you're missing is you can't figure out the problem. You need somebody to tell you what to do. And that's what women don't like, because you're like them. They can't figure out a way to figure out to fix the problem, and they want a man to fix it, and you can't. So you're not. Let me just go ahead and keep going.
But the thing is, men don't have shows like The View. Men don't have shows like women do, where they get to learn all the next beauty tips and have all their problems constantly talked about, other than sports shows. And so what ends up happening is that men turn towards alternative media. Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is a perfect example of that. He blew up. But when he was just back in it was just a bunch of guys watching him all the time, because it's like the first time that they watched someone speak in long form about that they were going through. I'm talking back in 2013 when his podcast was like, setup. Right? I used to watch it back then. I was like, oh, okay, cool. One thing I've learned, just coming to realize with myself, is like, I remember when we first started doing videos, I used to be like way more angry about a lot of stuff, right? And looking back now, I used to ask myself why I was so angry covering some of these topics. And it dawned on me that for so long, I've been having lived experiences with women that were either negative or super toxic. And when I would bring this up to people around me, they would gaslight me, or they'd be like, well, as a man, that's not a real thing. So, right, whether it be being hit, whether it be like women doing weird stuff, saying terrible things, and like just the lack of accountability that society seems to place on women in those kind of scenarios threw me for a loop.
Okay. As far as other guys, this is not a lack of accountability that we place on women. This is the difference between these red pill and beta male guys and doggone alphas. This is the difference right here. It's the exact difference. Because if you're red pill, you're not alpha. You're definitely beta. Definitely. And probably beneath that. The red pills call themselves higher than the black pills, but you're probably below that. But the deal of it is this right here. The reason other guys are not, they're not assigning accountability to it. It's just, I'm not going to deal with that. I'm going to walk away from it. I don't even care. This chick just messed up. I'm going to find another one. We don't sit around whining and crying about what women are doing. Just go on to the next.
I couldn't believe it. And so I used to build up a certain level of resentment to the idea like they can just get away with this.
See, here's your red pill guy's problem right now. You're building up resentment about bullshit instead of just going on to the next. Just getting your junk and doing what you're supposed to do. She still thinks this. We gotta stop her from doing that. Oh my God. No, nobody cares. You get your money, you go on about your business, and when you're at a higher level, you do what you want to do. You don't got time to worry about this.
And that we just constantly reinforce these ideas, right? And I would look towards media, and I would watch, shows like, I'm pretty sure it's The View. I can't remember what it was, but a girl just talking about like cutting off a dude's pinot and throwing it in garbage dispenser. And everyone laughs and claps.
I don't know the circumstances. I don't know why he filed for divorce. I don't know what was going on between them. However, I do think it's quite fabulous. I mean, can you just imagine that thing whizzing around the disposal? It's like hysterical. But however, I think I would have just, depending on why she cut it off. I mean, it does depend on the reasons why.
Does it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
She's on the TV for the next couple. Like, imagine a dude getting on a round table and everyone laughing about a girl's like pieces getting cut off down there. Never would happen. And I would constantly see this reinforced in media where women could touch dudes, grope them, do whatever they want, where they could hit dudes, and it's very popular and it's fine. But then anything that happens to us, we're just supposed to endure it because we're men. And over time, I used to get annoyed with like a lot of this stuff that was just commonplace. And the crazy thing is, these women weren't bad people. They weren't people that were like extremely malicious, but they're raised in an environment that's told them this kind of stuff is acceptable.
Yeah.
So you're talking about the norm. As I started doing these videos and I started venting all that pent up resentment, all that anger coming out, I could feel it. I'm just
Anger. Upsetness. That's what the red pill lives off of. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and tell y'all this. After we finish watching this one, because I'm going to do another video about these guys. They did another one where they smack talked Fresh and Fit. Those guys are real red pill guys. You know what I'm saying? We're going to look at that one. Even after he says this, he goes and talks smack about them. This is what I'm telling you. The red pill eats itself. But let's just go ahead and look. Let's finish this up.
all of it just pop, pop, pop. For a period, I actually went to the red pill stuff. I was watching that. I think probably from the ages of like 18 to 25, like, you know.
18 to 25. That's as much as the red pill you should do. If you doing red pill out to 25, okay, because this is my thing about the red pill. I ain't down with it, but if you're going to do it, I can see 18-year-olds, 25, maybe 25. At 25, you should have been grown out of that jump. For real. If you're doing red pill after that, you got problems. And you probably deal with low-class women. You definitely do. But let's keep going. I just want to bring that up. That 25, when he said 18, by 18, 25. If you ain't done with red pill after that, no. Because he's done with red pill after that. And he's going to tell why after this too. And then I'm going to go to do that other video. I'm going to put up that other video because these two videos was probably, I think, put out within a month or two or so, or maybe a year or so of each other. So he's saying he thinks that they're needed. But he ain't got nothing good to say about what's going on in that next video. When we get to that one, y'all gonna see.
You know, because as a young man, you're told you have to do the approach, you have to do all this stuff, right? I don't know what I'm doing. It's awkward. I go up to these ladies and hard rejections and self-esteem. So I'm like, yo, I need help. So what did I do? Pickup artist. I read the book.
He called it what it is. All y'all guys that keep coming on my channel talking about red pill is self-improvement. No, it is not. It is pickup artist stuff. I know what it is. And I've known what it is the whole time I've been doing this. And the whole thing of it is, it ain't even been that long. Because you know what? I know this stuff from back in the day, guys. He went to pickup artists. And when you go red pill, that's what you're doing too. You think you're not. You get told you're not because you're getting gamed up by the red pill pickup artist who's just treating you like a woman. But go ahead. Let's just go ahead with this.
The game. I watched Keys to the VIP, which is oddly enough a show that was shut down just for teaching dudes game, right? I would watch all these stuff, and I was like, cool, I'm learning. But they also had some toxic ideas, terrible ideas. But I'm like, I have no alternative. Where else am I going to learn? Who's talking about it? Who? Nobody.
That is why I rejected listening to pickup artists, red pill junk. Before they started calling it red pill, that's why I rejected it. Extreme, messed up ideas. Let's see what he's saying.
Then I go on YouTube, find Joe Rogan. I find a couple of other red pill folks. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm learning some stuff, but I'm indoctrinating this thing. You know, by the time I started 24, 25, I started to realize some of this stuff is bad, and I took myself from that environment. But I also recognized it filled a void in my life that no one else was able to fill. There are no resources to teach young men these skills. None whatsoever.
Except for my channel. That's why you need to be hitting like and hitting subscribe right now. Because we ain't going to talk about that toxic junk and being toxic on my channel. We're just going to talk about how you're going to get better and how you're going to do this.
But we expect them to be good at it.
It's not only that. Is they expect all these men to do all these things. And the price for failure is so big. The price of failure, not only for your self-esteem, but just you being labeled a creep, it costs a lot.
Yeah.
It's really the cost as well about it. I realized, one of my friends realized how much the cost was, that whenever she was talking that, oh yeah, man, I was at the pharmacy,
yeah,
and I saw my boyfriend, so I tapped it on the ass and it was not my boyfriend. And I'm like, oops. And then I left and my boyfriend was there and we all laughed. And I was like, If I think I spot my girlfriend turned in a public environment, I'm gonna make sure it's my girlfriend. I can't just because I cannot afford as a man, as a black man, to just tap the.
Okay, so see now this is where you're going too far. Now I like these guys, and they talk about other good subjects, and they say a lot of good stuff. But come on, those are two different situations. If a girl ass grabs a dude in public, he probably ain't gonna say nothing. That's just nature. If you ass grab the wrong woman in public, you probably going to jail. When did this become new? And why is it an issue? I want a girl to touch my butt. I want her to be feeling on me. Oh, you touched my butt. I'm finna hit on you. I'm finna talk to you. Is that red pill logic? This is red pill stuff this guy's talking about too. Come on, guys. Really? And we're going to complain about that. See, no. But here we go. This is why I don't deal with the red pill junk. You're going to sound like a weak-ass loser. Because that's what you are. Matter of factly, when we get to the other show, I'm going to do the other video where they did the thing with the red pill guys, the red pill leaders. I'm going to do that. Y'all check that one out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you right now what I'm going to call it. Albert and Preach talk about red pill leaders, Fresh and Fit, or academics, or whoever was on that show. But it's going to be that. Albert and Preach talk about red pill leaders. And they're going to call them weak and pussies. Watch when we get that video. Watch. Even now he's sitting here saying this about guys. Watch when I get the other video. Listen to the rest of this one. And then watch when we get to that. I make the other video. I'm going to make it out of this one. Go and watch that one if you haven't already. And see what he says about them in there. Just watch. But here we go with this.
The booty of just some random girl.
Nope.
And be like, oh, sorry.
Yep.
Because the cost of that is potentially bigger than just, oops.
You know, Jordan Peterson comes on the scene and he says to men, clean your room. And he turns into this huge sensation. And a lot of people just don't understand, especially women. They're like, what is so poignant about this? And I'm like, do you not recognize that men were so much in need of that kind of stuff about telling them to take responsibility for their own lives and how to do it, that they turned to just even that simple piece of advice became so important? Do you not understand that there's such a need for dudes to have their issues addressed? It's not to say that women don't deal with a lot of terrible stuff. And I agree with you. If you wanted to say that you are more disadvantaged, I would probably agree with you. But people don't live on a macro scale. I do not live as a black man thinking about all black people all the time. I'm thinking about my personal experiences. I'm walking through life. So when you go up to a man and you say your opinions are invalid and your issues are invalid because women suffer more, well, on a macro scale, I could understand what you're trying to say. But on a micro scale, which is how most people assimilate their experiences, I'm like, well, you're just telling me I don't matter. You're telling me my problems don't matter.
Let me go ahead and tell you how an alpha male will handle that. Okay, baby. And walk right the hell off. I'm going to tell you how an alpha male will handle that. Okay, baby. And walk right the hell off. I'm going to tell you how alpha male, no, it's not a problem with the thing. I'm saying it again. I'm going to tell you how alpha male will handle that. Okay, baby. And walk the hell off. I'm talking to the wrong person.
So then I'm going to turn away from you. And then f***ers love to jump in. They'll be like, we as a community have created environments where men stop lying. First off, when you go into those environments, they start looking at you like, you better keep quiet, say only the right things, and say the right way. That's not inviting. That's not appealing. So then men have turned towards men's circles to find people who understand them and speak the way that they do. And
first off, as men, you should not be talking to women about how we're going to do leadership and all that stuff too. You should have been turned to the men's circles. That's why I'm here now. That's why you need to be hitting the like and subscribe. This should not be discussed with women. I talk this about my homeboys all the time. I got a homeboy I talk about it all the time. And I be like, these issues don't even discuss with women. Well, why not? How are you going to fix it? They don't give a damn. Your best bet is making yourself the best person you can be so they just want you and they shut up about their doggone little junk. That's what happens. But y'all ain't never gonna see that because y'all dealing with this red pill junk. But that's okay. Here we go.
Resonate with their problems. So when you sit there from afar, you're like, man, this red pill community is trash. Well, great. I think it's great that you keep saying that, but here's the problem. What's the alternative? We can't be on TV talking about our problems because nobody cares and we'll get canceled. I've seen so many men's dude when I was from the early 2000s to like mid 2010, right? Just destroyed and taken off the air because they were toxic and unacceptable, right? But women's TV shows, they can go on for years. They can say the craziest stuff, the most foul things, fine for television. But we have no spaces like that.
It's not even that you didn't present no alternative. I don't believe that it was for them to present them, because they have their own issues. But when others presented other alternatives for other people, they got shut down.
Yep.
It's not so much it was like it's like it was your job to present something other. No, it's like asking for men to present alternative for women. No, we don't know the reality, and you are better placed to know that.
Wait, what are you talking about? Derek Jackson?
Sure, but because Derek Jackson happened and was in line with what you're saying, you let him slide. Right? But other people, you shut that down real quick. I don't think that it's for you to give other alternative. But whenever that...
Hey, let me go ahead and tell y'all something real quick, okay? Because I'm starting to understand something about guys under 40 right now. Because like I said earlier in the video, I went and checked out these guys' ages. And then the more I keep doing these videos and keep doing this channel, and I'm watching my little thing in the background, tell you the dynamic of who's watching. And most of the people that are responding to me are 30-year-old guys and stuff like that. Look, something. If you're under 40, it's something you probably getting told. Like I said earlier, it's losers in life, it's winners in life. We got told that in school. Some people are gonna get some things. You're not gonna get those things. Stop wanting what women want. That's the first thing. Stop wanting what they look. So what they got these shows. So what they got. Let them talk about that junk all they want to. You need to be worried against some money for your own self. And once you got yourself to a high enough level where you good and you straight, women gonna come after you anyway. Y'all gotta start understanding this. And the basis of this is this right here. The reason why I'm doing this video, and like I said, I'm gonna do the other one because he turns it right around and talks bad about these red pill people. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you.
Alternative happens, you shut it down and you cancel it.
Yep.
And then it just gets worse. What you do by doing that is that you create martyrs. And then they get to evolve and to evolve. Every time Jordan Peterson was getting, they tried to cancel him or they tried to do something like that or they tried to shut them down, he gained more power and more people. Every time you do that, you're doing a disservice to your own self.
Yep.
But whatever.
So listen, whether you're a woman, whatever, like listen, it behooves you to acknowledge the fact that men deal with problems. All right? It does not take away from your issues. It does not mean that you're invalidated, but men are struggling and suffering from certain things. And there's a hard knock life out there.
Okay, let me tell you something. All right? Women don't care about your issues. Women don't care about your issues because you're the leader. The same way you don't care about your boss's issues. You don't care about the issues of the leader, of the CEO of your company where you work at. You don't care about the issues. They just need to keep everything going so that you get a paycheck. Do you care about if their family's hurting? Do you care about this? If you don't get paid, because if you don't get paid because, oh well, my wife was sick, and you ain't gonna give a damn about that. It's the same thing. Nobody cares if you want to be the leader. Guys keep talking about they want to be the leader, but you want somebody to care about your issues. Nobody cares about the issues of the leader. They never have. They never will. You don't do it. Women don't do it. Kids don't do it. Dogs don't do it. Nobody does it. The leader is expected to produce results. No excuses, just results. That is all that is expected of the leader. And if you don't want to be that, then you don't want to be the alpha male.
You know, just because we're not as vocal about it as you guys are, we don't talk about it the same way you do, doesn't mean it's not there. It doesn't mean it's not there. Even this channel, all right? I don't think you throw us in the red pill area, but, you know, we definitely have some ideas that congregate with them as well, right? Even this channel, do you not recognize why we got so popular so fast, aside from the fact that we got decent commentary, part of it is we filled the void. So yeah, as far as the red pill stuff and all, this whole manosphere and stuff like that, men need their outlets. And I'm not saying it's necessarily the most positive one. I'm not saying that, but until there's resources to tell men how to do this stuff effectively and do it well, until women in society in general stops invalidating what men go through.
Okay, stop asking for that. Stop asking for that. I'm gonna keep saying, I'm gonna be saying it in all the videos. Stop asking for that. You're the leader. Your problems don't count. I'm gonna do a video on that. Let me write that down now. The leader's problems don't count. I'm gonna do a video on that. Your problem don't count. I was staff sergeant in the Army, bruh. You think I didn't even tell my subordinates my problems. They don't need to know them. You're the problem solver, not the problem haver. That's why you're the leader. See, this is why you're defeating yourself. You're telling these people, oh, problem. You're not supposed to be the problem haver. You're supposed to be the problem solver. That's why red pill can't work. You're too busy asking. I'm going to shut the hell up because I want to get that other video and I'm going to make it. And y'all need to go watch it. He's going to trash the red pill guys, fresh and fit guys, academics, whoever sneak on them that's going to be on that other video because I seen it already before I was doing this one. And I didn't get to that, but yeah. Go watch this other one too. Because he's saying it's good, but he's going to trash it later because I'm telling you right now, it is trash. I'm not going to say it's good. It's trash.
Right? We're not going to fix these issues. We're just not. We're just not. So it's a two-thing. It's a two-part thing.
It's not getting solved.
Here's why I disagree. I think men for the first time are like venting on a loud platform and very directly. And they've been holding it in for so long that some of it's very toxic. Mm-hmm. So get it out. Get it all out. And then after you've chilled out, we've calmed down, and then some of this has taken some time, that we could breathe and like talk about it some more and get deeper in there, right? Because a lot of these problems are super valid. Like I said, but you cannot discount all of it. So that was my thoughts about that.
It's not about the problems not being valid, guys. It's about if you're the leader, you're asking this woman to be subordinate. That's a big thing about red pill. They want the woman to be subordinate. They want her to adhere to traditional standards. But hell, you're supposed to be the leader. And you're not adhering to them. You want to be able to cry. What if your boss was crying? You know what would happen if I were crying in front of my soldiers? How's it going to take them to war? And I'm a crybaby. Leadership involves certain principles. This is why you are not alpha. This is why. This is why these guys are not alpha. If you are asking for this, I'm pointing at them now. You will not be considered alpha by women. If you are asking women for solutions to problems, you are supposed to be the problem solver.
The red pill community, people have been asking me about that for a while. I'm glad I went through that phase because it helped me out. And I'm glad I started doing these videos because I got to vent that out. Because I'm telling you, I was made to feel crazy my whole life, even by other men. Other men was like, you're supposed to bear it. I'm like, why are we tolerating this? I wouldn't.
Let me tell you why. You know why you tolerate it? First off, you don't tolerate it. You just be like, okay. Nobody says stay there and keep talking about your problems with them. When you're a leader, you're the leader. You solve other people's problems and you keep your problems to yourself, or you find a leader that's higher than you and then you work your problems out with them if you guys just talk to somebody. But you don't go to the subordinates. Red Pill asks women to be subordinate, and then you want them to act like they're your higher leader. Yeah, okay.
You never think of like doing that to somebody else, but we as men, and everyone just made me think like, yo, it's not important. I'm like, no, this is real. This is real. And when you guys make people feel like their things are or their problems are not real, they become angry because their problems on the inside just fester. And I still get it sometimes.
The problem festers because but when you're not the leader, you don't figure out a way to fix the problem. That's why the women don't like you. You can't fix your own shit. So how you gonna fix theirs? I'm gonna leave that alone. I ain't gotta say no more. Enough said.
Sometimes I talk about these problems and I can start to feel again the issues that I had back then. And it kind of comes out of me and I'm just like, where's this coming from? I'm like, I still need more time to get it all out. So yeah, once again, I'll just say this to end. Ladies, I recognize y'all have real problems and I'll never stop, trying to defend y'all from those issues. And if I can, I want to help, but I think there has to be room for men to be able to deal with those issues without everyone trying to
That's where double standard comes in. Ladies, I know you got problems. I'm trying to help, but I got problems too. When you ain't solved your own problems, you can't solve your shit. You need my help to solve your junk. See, women don't want to hear that, guys. I'm sorry to have to tell you that. They don't want to hear it. It's just like you don't want to hear it from your boss. You don't want to hear your boss telling you, oh, well, I need you to help me figure out how we're going to make the store run better. You don't get paid for that. And that's not, you know what? I'm going to let this one finish because I'm going to get on this other one because I can't wait to get on there. Because he bashed the hell out of Red Pill guys. He bashed the hell out of those Red Pill guys, Red Profession Fit so much that it almost negates this video.
Interfere. Because we just don't have outlets. Not the way y'all do. Not the way y'all do. And if you don't believe me, try to find outlets on me.
To women, this sounds like I'm begging. I need outlets. I can't solve my problems. That's what it sounds like to women. It's what it sounds like to me. I need an outlet. I can't solve my problem. That's what it sounds like, guys. Somebody got to tell me what to do. Women don't want to hear that. They want the man that knows what to do is going to figure out what to do. They're not looking for the one. They want the boss, the CEO, the leader, the chief, the head brave, the general.
Mainstream media for men to talk about their stuff candidly. You won't. You know where we turn to? Podcasts. C'est pas ça?
That's what it is. That's why there's a lot more men podcasts than women. I saw this meme. Why do men don't deal with the issues but instead they just do podcasts? Because that's the outlet. That's where we can talk it out.
Yeah.
Why men don't deal with the issue? See, he's heard women say that. Why men ain't dealt with the issue? They gotta keep talking to everybody else because the woman expect for you to be the freaking leader and figure out how to deal with the issue.
Podcast is very niche. It's very niche. So if it's niche, I can find a group of niche people that go through the same that I'm going, and it's free. I'm not gonna be, I got less chances of being canceled. So that's why they do it.
Yep. So that's my thoughts on this topic. We want to hear what you guys think. Do you guys agree, disagree? Yeah, we want to hear all your input on this.
Okay. And I'm going to let them go ahead with that one. I agree and disagree in some ways. In some ways, the junk helps you. In a lot of ways, it's going to hurt you. It's like that stuff on TV where they tell you, oh, you got a common cold. That's fine. We got this pill for you that'll fix the common cold. Now, you're going to get temporary blindness, uncontrollable diarrhea for 48 hours to maybe a week. And you know what I'm saying? We don't know if your damn appendix is going to explode or not. That could also happen, but it will fix your cough. And that's what the red pill does. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get off of this one because I'm going to get to the other video. I'm going to make it. About the red pill leaders thing. Abba and Preach discussed red pill leaders or whatever they was doing in that video. I'm about to make that right now because they didn't have anything good to say about the red pill guys then. And he didn't have anything really good to say about it now. The only thing he said was that he looked at it and he see, after he vented all that rage and that bullshit, he had no choice then but to accept. See, he went these guys to accept it because they would listen to the garbage. But once he got all that garbage out of him, there was no reason for him to be there no more. And there won't be no reason for you to be there no more. You gotta get that garbage out you first. It's been Taurus Downing, y'all. Go hard. Go home. I'm about to be out of this piece on this one. So y'all hit the like, hit subscribe, or just listen to whatever you want to do, because I don't expect to get many subscribers, but I'm gonna keep telling this story. Red pill rager reasoning, guys. Red pill rager reasoning. It's got nothing to do with any of this. Even this guy who dealt with it before had to leave it alone. I'm out.